Welcome to the topic library classes in Java. So let us see in detail as to how classes form the basis for creating user-defined data type. We'll see the introduction. Java provides various built-in data types, or also called as primitive data type. So we have certain primitive data type. They are byte, double, float, int, short, long, character, and boolean. So these are the primitive data type as we know. Through this primitive data type, how we can create a composite data type, that we will see now. So we will use a predefined classes. From these predefined classes, through the primitive data type, we were creating a composite data type. So a programmer can create a software object by taking the help of either user-defined application or predefined library classes. A class can make use of both instance and function variable of simple data type. So here are the wrapper class for the primitive data type. So the wrapper class is same as like that of primitive data type. The only difference is it starts with the capital letter. So Java provides wrapper class for each simple data type. Such type wrapper classes remain defined in the java.lang package, which automatically gets included with every Java program you write. And also it allows us to wrap values of primitive types in the wrapper class. We'll see some library methods, how we can use this library methods. First we'll see what is parse method. Parse method, it returns an int, long, float value specified by the string parameter. So if you're using an int, you will use integer.parseInt and you will pass a string argument. And for a long, you will use parse long. So here the capital letter L. So these are all call it as a wrapper class. So next we'll see a simple example program. So here the program is, we were using integer.parseInt. So int I is equal to integer.parseInt. In between the quotes you were given a value and that value is assigned to an integer I and you are simply calling that I. So through the wrapper classes you are passing a value and you are printing a value for the I. So next we'll see the value of method. It return an int, long, float, double object whose value is represented by the specified string parameter. So here the same thing as we have used in the parse method, but here the only difference is integer dot value of string parameter, and it is same for long, float and double. So the four wrapper classes we are using here. The method, value of method. So here is a simple program. So here you are using a string s is equal to new string. In between a quotes you are passing a value and that value is called inside a value of method, and totally the integer dot value of method is called and initialized in I, and finally you are printing the value of I. So next we'll see some character method. Is uppercase, is lowercase, is digit, is letter or digit, is, so it will return true or false. That is, it will return a boolean value. First we will see the uppercase. It checks whether the specified character is uppercase letter or not. So how can we use this? Character dot is uppercase character. So next is lowercase method. So it will check the specified character is lowercase or not. If it is a lowercase, it will print a true. If not, it will print false. So how can we use this method? Character dot is lowercase character C. So next we'll see is digit, whether the given character is a digit or not. So it will check. So the usage of this method is character dot is digit character. So next we'll see is letter. So whether the given character is a letter or not. The same thing. So all the methods will return only a boolean value. So the usage of is letter is character dot is letter or C. So next we'll see is letter or digit. So you're finding out whether it is a letter or digit. So both the thing you're checking here. So for that usage is character dot is letter or digit method. So next we'll see is white space method. So what is that white space? So whether you are having a space between the two word or not. So you are going to find out that it checks a specified character is a letter or a digit, and if you have any white space, it will specify it. So character is white space, character C. So these are the character class dot is method. So next you have another method, that is to uppercase to lowercase. So here we have an accessibility, that is it will return a string. It will return whatever you have given an input, it will return it. So to uppercase means it will convert the character to its uppercase equivalent, and to lowercase means it will convert the character to its lowercase. Next, an interesting topic, that is auto boxing and unboxing. So auto boxing, actually auto boxing and unboxing. So auto boxing means the conversion of primitive data type to the object of their wrapper class is known as auto boxing. What is unboxing? Conversion of object of wrapper class to their primitive data type is known as unboxing. So it's just a conversion. I think you have understood what is the difference between auto boxing and unboxing. We will see one simple program. Just look it out, what is auto boxing. So auto boxing, here simply I have initialized a value 50 to the integer a, and again you are using a wrapper class here, integer a2 is equal to new integer of a. So you are passing the primitive data type to the wrapper class, and you're trying to printing out here, so you will get an output here 5010. Look at that unboxing program. Here the wrapper class is given, that is you're passing a value to the wrapper class I, and then you're initializing that I to the primitive data type a, and finally you're trying to print a. So again you will get an output 10. So now you can able to understand the difference between the auto boxing and unboxing. Okay. So next we'll move on to the benefits. So what are the benefits of using this auto boxing? It allows you to mix the different types of numeric object in an expression. So we were using a different types here, right? So next, you need not want to perform an explicit typecasting. So it will automatically do a typecasting there, but we cannot say it is an implicit typecasting. Okay, so auto boxing and unboxing, automatically it will do an typecasting here, so we need not want to perform it. Next one is precautions. What are the things we have to be followed as precaution? We need not have to mix the primitive and the object while doing comparisons. And if you want to compare the object with object, you have to use equal method. And if you want to compare the primitive with primitive, you have to use logical operator. Okay. So I think you can able to understand what is there in the library classes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe. If you have any feedback, kindly comment it and share if you like this video. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.